With all of our sensor technology and radar constantly looking at the sky, sometimes they catch something unusual. But what happens when a radar mystery is also seen by hundreds of people? This is Unreal Encounters. Welcome back to Unreal Encounters, where we examine the mysterious and the unexplained and talk about possible theories about what may be happening. I'm Paul, and I'm joined here by Josh and Lindsay.
Hey!
And today we are talking about the Belgian wave. What comes to your mind when you hear the words Belgian wave?
Belgian waffles.
Same.
What else do you know about Belgium?
I've been to Belgium.
Really?
Yeah, I went to Brussels and Bruges, they call it Brugge there.
Oh.
But yeah, we went to Antwerp, but I was 12, so I don't remember a whole lot.
Okay.
And you still think about waffles first.
Yes.
That's still the first thing your brain goes to.
Also frites
Waffles.
and stoofvlees. Yeah, we had that while we were hiding from a jeweler. But
Is Belgium all food to you?
what? I mean, yes.
Often, UFOs are seen in America, and it's no surprise with all of our secret military aircraft that these sightings are created. But our story today does not take place in the USA. Instead, we travel to the country of Belgium. In November 1989, several sightings were reported by several groups of people in the surrounding area. People described a triangular light craft with lights on the bottom of it. There were several sightings of this craft reported in the following months, with the most compelling one happening in March of the following year. March 30th, 1990, there came a report of 3 unidentified lights moving across the sky. A patrol was sent out to confirm the sighting. They reported that a second set of lights had appeared heading towards the first set. After this radar picked up an object at the location, the order was given for 2 F-16 fighter jets to intercept the objects. The pilots arrived to the location and attempted to get a lock on the strange object. They seemed to be able to get a brief lock on the object, but it was later discovered that the lock-on was merely the planes finding each other.
Trippy.
Yeah, so we're now in Belgium,
Yeah.
not the US, which that was the biggest fascinating thing for me on this one.
yeah.
Is that we're not in the US where we have all of our top secret aircraft and
The only country where UFOs ever seem to land in.
just UFO central.
Yep.
But yeah, Belgium.
Interesting. And it kind of sounds like the Lubbock Lights a little bit, you know? Like it's
Yeah.
a triangular craft with lights on the bottom, and that's kind of what we were thinking would maybe what the alien aircraft that was supposedly over Lubbock might have looked like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is different from Roswell's
Yes.
saucer.
Yes, very different.
How far from Texas to Belgium?
Well, I mean, if it is an alien spacecraft, that shouldn't take too long, right?
Probably
That's
not.
true, yeah. And if it's going at 600 miles per hour, 6,000, you know, like it was last time.
600 miles per hour was
yeah.
the Lubbock Lights.
Wouldn't be too long.
Yeah,
Took a couple of years. Just kidding.
a couple of years. Well, I mean, this is the 1990s, so
Yeah, yeah.
a little after
A
that.
little after.
But maybe it's like a second trip to
Yeah.
the planet.
There
Coming
you go.
back, checking it out.
1 month later, in April, a photograph of the apparent craft was sent to reporters. This image showed a triangular craft with glowing lights in the corners. The image makes it hard to tell how large the craft is just from the image, but it seemed to line up with other descriptions of the hundreds of people who described the craft. Computer simulations were done to recreate the image as well as the shake, to try and prove or disprove the image. Astrophysicists from the University of Liège claimed the blur from the shake contradicted the witnesses' statements of the craft, casting doubt on the image's authenticity.
Oh, so different, very different.
Very different. It's sort of a triangle with lights in the corners.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's trippy.
That is very different. Yeah, and that doesn't look like an airplane.
No.
Like,
It also doesn't look aerodynamic at all. Like I thought it would.
yeah. It's like if a flying saucer were triangle shaped. But yeah, like
Yeah?
flying triangle.
Someone
triangle.
doesn't
Yeah.
know how to cut a pie
I
correctly.
know, right? it's the pie piece from the UFO.
This is a piece of
This
the
is
UFO.
one
A
part.
really weird looking.
This
It
is
broke
one
apart.
part of the Trivial Pursuit flying saucer.
Years later, in 2011, a man named Patrick M. came forward and admitted the image was fake. He told everyone he had cut a piece of styrofoam and placed flashlights in it to create the weird-looking craft. This unfortunately means that the main image of this event was fake.
Sorry to do that to you, but
So
yeah.
excited.
It's just, that always what happens is like an image comes out, everybody's like, oh, aliens, we've got it, we did it. And then the guy's like,
And it's fake.
the guys have made it up.
Yep.
Why do people do this?
It's, you know,
Popularity.
yeah. Why do people make shoes out of
culture.
hippo feet? You know?
It's true. I mean, people have done some weird things that we've talked about on the
Yes.
show.
Yep.
So even though that the photograph may have been fake, the question still remains. What was the Belgian wave? Our first theory is that the Belgian wave was a result of misidentified human aircraft. It is no secret that when news gets out of a possible alien spacecraft, you would be on the lookout for one. Some hypothesize that many people saw either helicopters or planes and jumped to the conclusion that it was an alien spacecraft. Some think all the reports came in too close together to work with this theory. But the truth is, the reports came in over several months' time, meaning people knew about the sightings and were perhaps looking too hard.
So a lot of people just hypothesize that it was like helicopters flying in formation
Yeah.
or planes in formation. I mean, obviously Belgium does have an air force.
Yeah.
They had jets to send out in the first place, so it's possible they were helicopters.
Yeah.
Or something else.
Well, what's interesting though is that in that initial sighting though is that they sent out jets to go check it out. Like they
Yeah.
like this doesn't seem like it was a known like, you know, Belgian Air Force sort of thing that was flying over and that all these people were seeing. So like this kind of that leaves questions still that like aren't
Yeah.
answered, you know. Like maybe it was an actual aircraft, but like maybe it was from somewhere else. Like maybe, you know, it was, you know, the great country of America meddling again. But
American
you know,
aircraft over Belgium.
But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I agree, and I feel like it could have been anything, but it'd be really funny if it was the Air Force not communicating with another part of the government and them being like, you didn't see anything. They're like, yeah, we got a scan. It was my buddy here. You think you know that too? Why? How would you do a scan and show up the other person? There's got to be some kind of comms or some communication to show.
Yeah.
I see it headed for this course. I see this
think.
person. It's you. We're talking to each other.
Yeah.
Like,
That I did find that interesting that the jets were locking onto each other as they were like trying to find this object. That's the one thing that gives me
Yes.
like any sort of pause on this is the
know.
fact that there was like the radar was picking something up.
Yeah.
And they sent a like team out to go spot it,
Yeah.
and they said like, "Oh, there's something out here." So they sent the jets out,
Yeah.
and the jets couldn't find anything on their radar.
So the aliens have anti-missile lock disruptor
Yeah,
beams.
or
Obviously.
could also be people because we also do have aircraft that do
true.
avoid radar.
Yeah, it's true.
So
or they can redirect.
yeah, or redirect the radar.
That'd be kind of cool.
That's the one part that makes me think it's not like helicopters or something. Because like if it was helicopters, they probably would have shown up and gotten a target lock
Yeah,
on
that
it.
would have been.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, maybe would have blown it out of the sky. Hopefully, they communicate it
Yeah.
before they blast it. But yeah, that's the one thing, and that's why there is another theory to this.
Our second theory is that the Belgian wave was in fact several extraterrestrial craft. Many people believe that what they saw was not in fact human. It may be hard to discount the many people who believe they saw something, not to mention the scrambled jets that were sent to find something on the radar that in the end wasn't there. These things led many to suggest that these were in fact alien craft visiting our world, but what they were looking for, no one can say.
Antwerp is kind of like the diamond capital of the world, you know. So maybe they need diamonds to power something. I don't know. Maybe they need diamonds to incubate their babies. I don't know. Like,
What kind of biology do you have that you need diamonds to incubate? That would, unless your
That's
world's
space.
covered in diamonds, that's space.
That's space for you.
yeah, fantasy logic. Yes.
Totally.
I mean, I
agree.
guess we don't really know.
Yep.
Yeah, and like who knows why they're here? I mean, quite frankly, they could be like, okay, we're gonna see where things are at.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like they took them like whole 30 minutes to get here. They're definitely not at the level we're at. Catch you later, guys.
Maybe they wanted some Belgian waffles. I mean, that was what we first thought of when we thought about Belgium.
Or
Maybe
they're
they were
like,
just
oh, there's atomic stuff going on, but they're only using it for bombs. They haven't used it for creating, I don't know, ever-living power for everything.
know, right?
So they're falling behind.
They're just stuck on destruction. They're not making UFOs yet.
Come
Dang it.
on.
I mean, I like the fact that just the image of aliens being like stopping in Belgium and having the waffles and be like, dang, these are good. And then like go home and they're like, man, there's nothing just like those waffles we had on that one planet. And they're like, oh, you want to go check it out again? So they go back several years later and they're like, oh man, these waffles are so good.
Yeah. It's like, these are great. I mean, I don't know about the rest of the planet, but just here, just this
like-
one
It's the
place, Belgium.
1990s, so like
that
you know,
spot.
some girl in 90s grunge just walks past these aliens, is like, cool costumes, you know? And they're just like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, how
creating a
funny would
90s
it
movie?
be
Yes.
if aliens landed at like a con or something
Oh
and
my
so
gosh.
nobody realized they were aliens and they're just walking around like, oh, this is like a mix of all kinds of people from the galaxy.
Well, that's kind of what happened in Race to Witch Mountain. Remember that movie with
Not-
Dwayne
I
The
don't
Rock
ever
Johnson?
seen
Yeah,
Race to Witch
yeah.
Mountain.
Like the alien bounty hunter that's going after the kids, like goes and it's like a big UFO convention. Everyone's just like,
Oh.
"Rad, dude!"
Goodness.
It can be easy to want to join in with those around us. Sometimes the fact of being left out drives many of us to see something that is not in fact there. Or maybe we should trust what we are seeing with our own eyes. There is little doubt that the people in Belgium saw something, but the question is whether or not it was from our planet or from worlds beyond. We know that whatever it was sparked many to question what was flying above them, and even to fabricate images of what many claimed to see.
Well, that brings us to the end of our episode. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so that you are aware of our coming content. We've got more stuff that's coming and hope you can be there with us. Stay curious.